How's everybody doing? Back again with another episode of Until I'm Famous. And I'm glad to be back, man. You know, crazy times. First things first, I would like to say is rest in peace, DMX. I mean, I didn't want to, I really thought he was going to fight through and make it, but eventually, it happens, sometimes. It's sad to see. I was really sad to see, see him go, you know. But I mean, for him, he did everything that he could. He he lived a good life. He died at 50. 50 is really young though to like be passing away. But for X, the kind of life that he lived is it's amazing. He's an amazing individual, and he really did live his life thoroughly. Like you can't really tell anybody about like if X did it. Like X did everything he wanted to do. The best part about it is like what you get to see is like you get to see how people revered X, and that's such a beautiful thing. Like I think like on social media when the news came out that he passed, everybody came out and they was like sitting there talking about just they all had a bunch of stories of just like how X was. It was like certain situations where he'd just pop up and you wouldn't think that he'd probably pay that enough attention on like time, like to like sit there and talk to somebody. Like let's say you talk to somebody for like a minute, like because you can tell when like some famous people when you hear stories about them, where like they play like oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, fan of my stuff. Okay, cool. And that kind of like big timey, but whenever you hear stories like X, you never really hear stories about X doing anything like that, because I mean, yeah, you never really hear stories like that because it's just X was just such a you know, I'm gonna use the word anointed. I didn't come up with that word, but anointed just fits very well when you're talking about X. It's just anointed, a very strong individual. Think about you talking about a guy who who prays before the show. When he's on stage performing, he cries on stage. He leaves it all out, and especially coming from a person like X, whose lyrics was about as real as ever. You believed everything X was saying. Like there was never a case we go, "Ah, is he really? Nah, you believed every word he's saying. And he was like the first rapper to have like what 5 albums go platinum to hit number one. 5 albums straight to go number one. And that's as an artist, I mean I say it's legendary. That's like he's a legendary artist. And then that's not to mention the impact. He I mean he had a better run than Jay. I mean, well, okay, Jay's still running, but I'm saying like his height, I don't. Jay really couldn't touch it because like when DMX was becoming a global star, where he was like getting into like he was in acting, he has movies. I mean, you really couldn't really just mess with that. A lot of times like that, you just really just Jay was just rapping, and then if you really Jay was rapping, but could you definitively say Jay is better than DMX in rapping? You can always call it a tie. I mean, if we're being honest, but because DMX became big, he became he transcended like just rapping. People wanted to just see DMX do DMX, and DMX did like a lot of stuff, and it was just amazing. And it's a sad thing to see him go, but it's also a beautiful thing to see how much love he's getting. And what's weird about hearing things like that is like whenever like let's say a certain artist or a certain somebody gets sick or anything like that. Yeah, every time somebody like gets sick or anything like that, it's always like somebody who like everybody always posts, they pay their respects, so to say. That's I guess that's what they calling it. Where they put like RIP so and so, or uh prayers up and all that. They that's I guess this is the social media thing of that's what it's done. But a lot of times, like whenever that social media stuff was happening, like especially with X, a lot of people was just real quick. Like somebody had posted like RIP before he even passed away. And I was like, dang, people people just want to be first. It was a great Denzel Washington quote where he said, you know, people's like the news today is more important than who's trying to be first. And like and the lady was like confused. She's like, so what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to report the truth. A lot of times they somebody wants to be first. You know, it's like crazy because like I think it's kind of like whenever you think about it, how when they Instagram said it was gonna take away likes and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure people will stop posting as much as they post, if just they post and just nothing happens. It's just like how they post something and just scroll away, no comments, nothing. People won't be posting anymore because like, what's the point of posting? You get no validation, you get no verification, nothing. That's all you see is just nothing. People, I bet you people won't be posting all that kind of stuff anymore because now you just posting stuff because you want to post it instead of posting stuff for people to see. So that I mean, I would love to see how that happens, but that'll never happen. I mean, like we're humans. We need verification. Everybody needs verification. Everybody needs something. Everybody needs somebody to look at them. I don't know why, but it's just everybody needs somebody to look at them. And if they don't, they probably did at one point in time. You know, they probably did at one point in time. It goes back in centuries. Everybody always wanted somebody, to look at them. Like if I'm doing something, like if I'm doing something and it's really fucking cool, I don't want to be the only one knowing that I'm doing something that's really fucking cool. Somebody else has to know that I'm doing this. If I'm jumping out the sky, I can jump out the sky and then just don't record it and just jump out the sky and just keep it moving. I kind of want to tell somebody like, yo, I jumped out the sky. Nah, but I mean that's just how it is with social media, especially dealing with that. So like when that X situation happened, everybody was posting like crazy. Like it's kind of like also with the Kobe Bryant when Kobe Bryant passed away. I mean I couldn't even get on social media. It was like a family member passed. Like when Kobe Bryant passed away, that's all I saw was like just pure social media like love. I didn't like it couldn't be a point of like them trying to get away from it because that's all they see. And I'm like, damn, if this is hard for me, imagine how it is for her, for the family. They kids got social media. Like DMX had like what, like 17 kids, and imagine his family got to go in and look and just see their father. R.I.P. Everybody posting love. Like I don't know, no one wants to see that. Like no one wants to see that. And if they take away all that shit that they people like, that gives people verification and validation. I keep saying verification, validation for all that shit. I bet you people will stop doing that shit because that shit is not like something that we just want to see. Everybody agrees different. But if like let's say social media is like your outlet of like something that calms you down, but the first thing you fucking see is just something that you're trying to calm down, but the first thing you see is just RP, something that it keeps showing up in your face. And I'm like, damn. And that's what everybody does. And all of them got comments. You can just look at the comments where they say, oh man, same. And they post the same shit. It'd be crazy. Like a celebrity comment on another celebrity's page and then post the same shit that they posted. And then it's like kind of like, politics, so to say, right? That's just how it is. And I mean, I just get annoyed with seeing that, especially with, dealing with certain times like this. So, I mean, obviously, the excuse is to just get the fuck off. Okay. All right. Sometimes I don't want to get the fuck off. I know when to get the fuck. Sometimes I like, sometimes I get caught slipping where I don't get off in time, and it's too late. I just choose to stay away. But I'm like thinking about like social media is so weird because like you need it. Like, well, now you need it. Ain't no motherfucking not famous without social media. And if they're famous without social media, they got famous before social media so they can be famous without social media. But ain't no nigga just made it, especially in the business that I'm in, without having social media. And that sucks. Dealing with shit like that sucks. Especially when you want to do something that you kind of despise. Like I personally despise social media. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I really don't like social media. I think it can be, I think it loses a sense of privacy. People don't really know how to be. People like having everybody all in your business. Like imagine, like think about it. As a celebrity, if you become a celebrity, you can't really do anything. Like you probably used to love shopping at a grocery store, and you can't even go shopping at a grocery store because they're gonna be all at your neck. You can't really do anything you want now because of social media. Anything. You can't even cheat on your wife in peace because of social media. You cheat on your wife, it's over. Like when they did that with Carmelo Anthony. Like Carmelo Anthony was on a yacht, he was on a yacht with a friend, with friends and stuff like that, and a woman was there, and he was also dealing with the separation of being away from his wife, because him and his wife had amicably separated or something like that, and they had took a photo. They had took. I don't know who the fuck took the fucking photo, but of course I know paparazzi fucking took the photo of him laying next to a woman. He wasn't even like laying. He was like laying. It's like a laying next to him. And then like fucking bam, he had to come out and go, look man, I wasn't cheating on my wife. That was a friend. Like not even like, but social media took that and ran with it. Now imagine if like Lala was the first person that she see that shit. She's like, what the fuck is this? And he got to come out and explain it. You can't even do that shit. You can't do nothing no more because of social media. Now I think like if they take down social media where there's no social media, all you got is like YouTube. It's over. It's over for a lot of motherfuckers. That's their life. Speaking of that, I am on social media. No, no, I am on social media though. But like, I'm like a terrible poster because I don't know what to post and I don't know how to post. You know, I have friends that tell me like, you got to do it a certain way. Where like, I have a friend that tells me you got to post every day, and I'm like, posting every day is fucking tough. And I like when I try to post every day, it's just because I'm like, man, I really don't care like that, but I have to. Bill Burr said this shit one time. It was fucking. It's it's the thing about comedians. They can find something that's brilliant. That's not supposed to be brilliant, but it's brilliant. Where he said, I hate schmoozing and getting good with politics, right? With politics and everybody know what politics is. Not like fucking political parties, just actually like politics. And he said, I hate really having to do that shit. And somebody was smoking a cigarette. He looked at him and said, well, get good at it. And he goes, yeah, you're right. If you get good at it, you'll stop hating it. I got to get good at social media, and I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna try to get better. But I be feeling like it's really exposing sometimes. Maybe because I feel like sometimes I'm just like I don't really like the way I look sometimes on social media. But you got to get good at it. So I just got to keep posting, no matter how weird it is. It is weird because like deep down in your head you go, does somebody really want to hear this shit? Am I gonna say the same thing that somebody else said already? Like a lot of people and then like I said, with a lot of times when people want to be first, people say shit, take shit directly out of my mouth. Some people even impose their thoughts on me. Shout out to a lot of people that that I impose my thoughts on. It's just fun times sometimes. But like so sometimes like when somebody said it first, I don't even want to say it no more. Because like, what's the point of me saying it? Because I'm like, you're gonna get that from somebody else. But then again, somebody told me whatever you're saying is coming from you, and then I just be wondering sometimes. But I was just sad to see X, and then but the good thing about social media is you're able to see a lot of praises and loves for DMX. You never really see nobody come out and say that they don't like him. Which is it's crazy because it was this one guy who had died, and like this one dude kept that hate till he died. Like he just didn't care. I don't care that he's dead. I'm like, ooh. I think it was Larry King. Larry King had passed, and he's I don't care. Larry King has passed. I think it was Larry King. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, don't quote me on that. It is what it is. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so I mean, like, I was glad to see the praises of DMX, and that's really a good thing to see that too. And then it's crazy, right? It's because I done did like probably like I don't know how many episodes I done did. Probably like if we can say like the episodes that I have out, I probably done did like at least like half of them have been talking about social justice and stuff like that. And once again, it just keeps happening. It keeps happening, and it's not even a sense of like. It's just like every single thing in the situation, and they keep saying the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And another one just happened in Minnesota, where George Floyd had passed. Well, not passed. He got murdered. It was another murdering, and it just keeps happening, and it keeps happening. A guy got pulled over because he had too many air fresheners in his on his what you call it window? No, what's that called again? That little front thing, the rearview mirror. He had too many air fresheners on. That's what he got pulled over for, and he had a warrant for a misdemeanor. And even if he had a fucking warrant for a misdemeanor, right? I don't understand having a warrant for a misdemeanor and getting killed. That shit shouldn't even come in line, but it keeps happening. And now they had the body cam on, so you actually get to see it from the body cam, and you see her pull out her gun, and she go yelling taser, and shot him. He was trying to get away, and I'll be honest with you. Now it's come to the point where, wait, what the fuck do we do? Like, imagine if he would have complied and still got killed. He tried to get away. Because now you feel like he was like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all pulling, this is what y'all pulled me over for? It's fucking air fresheners? And he's going fucking like, I don't even think you can just get pulled over anymore. It's like, because it comes to a point where these white motherfuckers are too fucking scared. Why the fuck is all the cops that's killing us is always white? I don't understand that shit. Is every fucking cop that's killing black people white? Every cop, like I've not seen one black cop kill a black man. It's every cop that's killing is white. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy to see that shit. Like I was in the military for 6 years. I know the difference between pepper spray and fucking what you call a gun. A gun is fucking heavy. Pepper spray isn't. Or a taser. Taser's not that fucking heavy either. A gun has bullets in it. I don't know if you ever held a gun before, but if you ever held a gun, that shit ain't light. That shit is heavy. And you have to, when you shoot, you like it's not the same as a taser. She shot this motherfucker, and then yelled taser, and she was just like that whole fucking body. It just makes me mad seeing that shit. And I'm tired of seeing that shit, real tired, because it's like, and it hurts because you go like, man, I don't want to I don't want to get pulled over. I don't know what to do if I get pulled over now, because apparently you can't do anything. They can find anything on your record and all right, it's over. When I was working that fucking job, when I was going door to door, fucking knocking on doors, they called the cops on me. I got the cops called on me because I was, a black man with braids in a white neighborhood. Of course. Let's say I had a fucking warrant, I could have got killed. And I try to do everything I can to comply, but let's say they saying some stuff that's just like, oh, we're gonna take you in, and I'm asking them why you gotta take me in? Why you gotta take me in? And they're not telling me. Of course I'm gonna get irate. If I'm about to go to jail for something, y'all ain't gonna tell me why. I'm gonna be irate. I'm gonna be mad about it. If y'all tell making me do something and I don't know why, and it's obviously in the times that we are now, I'm scared. You think I'm not gonna react like that? That's why I'm supposed to react. But I need to calm down. But it's very, very frustrating for this to keep happening. And I don't understand how. And it just keeps happening. And then we just keep, it's like fucking like another one. Like DJ Khaled over and over again, another one. And it just, I don't know. Like, it's crazy because like Officer Chauvin, that ex-officer Chauvin, the one who killed, who had his knee on George Floyd's neck, he's going to trial. And this trial is taking a little bit too long. A little bit too long. Like, I don't know what y'all can say that fucking video evidence doesn't. What is video evidence? Y'all see this shit. It's clear cut. And everybody's fucking coming out saying, oh, yeah. He died because he couldn't breathe. As he's told y'all. And then when the fucking body cam came out, I damn near cried. I couldn't even watch it. I had to cut it off. When that man goes, he says, I just lost my mom. I don't want to go to jail. Cop just didn't give a fuck. But, what can you fucking do? Just comply, right? Just comply. That's what they want us to do, is just comply. Like, even if we fucking comply, something still can happen to us. It was a lieutenant. A lieutenant in the motherfucking army got fucking pepper sprayed. And all he did was just ask fucking questions. When he got fucking pulled over, when he was driving, he didn't want to stop on the fucking road because it was too fucking dark. Because he didn't have nobody to fucking see him. Scared for his life. The cop said he couldn't see his back tag. That's what it is. He pulled over to a gas station where it's lighted. Came on the motherfucker with fucking guns and tasers out. It's a fucking, what are we doing here? A lieutenant. And y'all, and they were so fucking mad at Kaepernick. So fucking mad at Kaepernick for kneeling. He's disrespecting the flag. Oh, really? He's disrespecting the troops. Oh, really? I was in the troops. I didn't feel disrespected. Not even a little bit. I understood it. Why would you even, these... all right, calm down. I'm getting a little mad. I just don't like how that shit's going on. And it's so fucking crazy for somebody to even say that just because you're kneeling for the flag, you're disrespecting the troops. You didn't even fucking serve. Because you have buddies fucking serve, you think you fucking know about the service? You know how many motherfuckers are in the military that don't really give a fuck about the military? So many. You can't even count. You can't even count. I don't even like the U.S. like that. I like Japan better. I had more fun in Japan than I had in the U.S. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going back to Japan. If I could, I would. But I have prior obligations to be here. But like it's crazy for them to say that. And they had to came out with that big old stigmatism. Because at first Kaepernick was sitting down for the flag, sitting down. And then somebody said that's really disrespectful to do that shit for the flag. What has the flag really done for us? I'm not talking about us as in just only black people, because I am a black man, if you didn't know. I know you can't tell because of the photo. I'm going to change that in a little bit. But, you know, what has it done for us? Talking about like minorities, fucking Asian people, all of us. You know, but I mean, I get tired of having these conversations. I just can't believe that they fucking pepper sprayed a lieutenant. They pepper sprayed a lieutenant because he was asking questions, and y'all got mad because he drove into a lighted area, and that's what y'all fucking asses get, because he drove into a lighted area and y'all got to see that shit. You mad? You pepper spray somebody because you mad? I've been OC sprayed. That shit ain't fucking cool. That shit hurts. You know how long it takes to get that shit out? It's fucking impossible to get that shit out. Like, I'm be honest with you. If a motherfucker came to me and I'm with my wife and he said, give me all your money, he got a gun, I might wrestle him. He got OC spray, I'm like, you know what? Just take it. Just please don't spray me, man. I don't want to go through that pain anymore. Motherfucker gotta get sprayed just because you mad. Who the fuck? That's not your fucking job. You're not supposed to be just fucking mad. Like, cops are supposed to be able to eliminate their fucking emotions. And I know saying that shit sounds fucking stupid, but it's to a point where you have to be a robot. In the military, I was a fucking robot. I had to be like that, even though it was still me. But at certain points in time where I had to be a robot. And as cops, when you're doing shit like that, you have to be a robot. You just gotta follow the fucking guidelines. The guidelines don't say, "Oh, I'm finna fucking spray this fuck out this motherfucker because I'm mad." Well, who the fuck? Why are you talking back to me anyway? Just tell me what the fuck you pulling me over for. We can have this conversation can be very fucking clear. Answer all the fucking questions that I have, and we don't have to do it. And I have to calm down because I'm really mad, and I don't. All right, I'm gonna just calm down. But I just really don't. I really just don't like seeing that shit, and it's very frustrating to see. I don't like seeing that shit, and it makes me very fucking angry. And I like, what do you? And this is what we always say, like, what do you even do? You know, obviously I'm not privy enough to know. You know, like, cause if like who like, you know, it's crazy. It comes to the point when you're thinking about it, like, we have activists now. Who isn't an activist? Like, everybody's a fucking activist. Not like everybody, you know what I mean, but just like fucking like to the point like everybody's a fucking activist. Everybody always, you know, speaks out. If everybody's speaking out, why is this shit still happening? And so when activists actually goes by actually being called an activist, I don't know what are they doing. And I'm not saying that they're not doing anything, but I just like want to know like I don't know what's going on. It's so like so quiet, especially in the day of age of social media where we know everything. We still don't really know enough. We still don't know enough. Like, I always wonder how activists get paid. And I'm not talking about fucking, I'm talking about like actual like activists, like the people, how are they getting paid? They probably have other endeavors, but I know they got rent. I know they got rent. I know rent got to come up sometime. Like, God, you know what? I got to pay this fucking rent. And I always just like wonder that shit. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on with that? And it's like, so it comes to a point where you go, when they use like certain things like that to like make money, I mean, of course that's probably how. And it's like wrong because you're like, God, you're using that shit to monopolize off to make money. And it's like, you damn if you do, if you damn if you don't. Because I still got rent and I'm an activist. Why not make money? And it's like weird because it's like dealing with shit like that is like, one thing I'm coming to a point now is like I'm really starting to hate is like just agendas in general. Like, you ever had a conversation with somebody and you know they're trying to get to somewhere, but they're not gonna come out and say it, but you got that feeling like let's say if you talk to somebody who wants some money from you, like they may have a conversation, yeah man, how's your dog, how's your life, man? You go, oh, it's going good, you know, shit like that. And you go, how's it going for you? Man, shit's just been bad. Oh fuck. You just know what they about to ask. You just know what they about to ask. You know what's coming out. So you gotta be like, oh, well, okay, all right, yeah. And then in your head, you gotta be like, all right, I got you. And then I'm at a point where I hate agendas, like especially with like motherfuckers, because like plugs. When people plugging shit, like when motherfuckers go, like fucking, I was listening to fucking the radio. Well, I wasn't really listening to the radio. I was listening to like fucking watching the Breakfast Club. Cause it's like I thought it's crazy. I thought radio was supposed to be like fucking like 3 hours, some shit like that. No, it's really just an hour. But whatever. I was like listening to the Breakfast Club, and the motherfucker called in, and he was like, "Man, this shit's terrible, man. That's why we need to get these fucking pockets." And everybody goes, "No one says what the fuck are pockets." I'm like, in my mind, I go, "What the fuck are pockets?" And kind of find out pockets are just his little shit that he made up, that shit that he created, so he can fucking so you can have your which is actually pretty good. It's pretty useful. But I'm like, that's why he did it. He really wanted to call up to talk about that shit, even though it's as relevant as it is. That's what he really wanted to do. And that's why I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't blame you for doing that shit, because if I was in your situation, I would do it too. But I just don't like it. And I'm starting out to like a lot of things like that. I'm starting out to like a lot of things when you're dealing with certain things like that. When it's coming to, anything trying to promote something, especially like when it's just like let's say if I meet somebody and he's helping me out or giving me advice, why is it always on camera? You ever see that shit? I'm not the only one tripping about this shit. When I see somebody always giving somebody advice, like, oh, he's helping somebody out, and it's always on fucking camera. Who the fuck is recording? Like, why the fuck are you recording? If somebody's giving you advice and you start fucking recording me, I'm not gonna give you the fucking advice anymore. Because you're supposed to be talking. Are you gonna experience this moment by you recording it? Or are you gonna go back and like, look, oh, I gotta really listen to what the fuck you said. He said something right here. Nah, stop fucking recording me. Steve Harvey be fucking talking, and there's always somebody recording that motherfucker. Speaking of that, I have a friend that just doesn't believe that shit about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey started comedy at 27, and he said he just doesn't believe that Steve Harvey was just homeless and fucking he just doesn't believe Steve Harvey was going through that shit. Like, cause you ever hear Steve Harvey's story? I mean, everybody talks about Steve Harvey. Everybody knows Steve Harvey's story. Steve Harvey's story about him, being homeless, and he was doing comedy, but he had he didn't have anywhere to go, but he had this answer machine, and he called, and it was somebody from the Apollo that they wanted him to come host. And he came in, he went to go host the Apollo, and he had no money, but he had like $7. And he was able to make it to the Apollo. We was able to do 2 shows, get enough money so he can make it to the Apollo. And he was able to smash the Apollo and get his and the Apollo was able to put him on. And my friend just doesn't believe that. Because it goes, I just think these motherfuckers need to stop saying that shit, because motherfuckers can like lead off and actually think they can just do that shit and think that's going to be the case. Because not everybody's situation is going to be your situation. The way certain shit happen for somebody is the way certain shit happen for somebody. That may not be for you. I don't give a fuck how tough you is or how fucking amazing you are. It's to a point, we already know what talent is. Just because you have talent don't mean you're going to make it. Just because you're better than everybody don't mean you're going to make it. This ain't a fucking sport. Especially in certain things like that. In certain sports. You know how many motherfuckers that people, a lot of basketball players that talk about it, the best player they played against was somebody fucking in high school. And it'd be somebody that you don't even fucking know. Like a Samaki Walker. He was the best motherfucker I ever played against. Bust my ass. One of my mentor. He fucking said it, on the show. One of my mentors. He had said fucking best player he ever played against, and no one knew him. Which is no disrespect to him, but it's talent is not the only thing that makes it. That make you make it. It's always a lot of things. And when you putting out stories saying that yeah, I did this, nah, it's something else. Connections also play a part. Connections play a part. It's a lot of things that come into play, and it's not just talent. And when like as me understanding that just because I'm talented don't mean I'm gonna fucking make it. Even though the podcast is called Untill I'm Famous. Nah, but just because you're talented don't mean you're gonna fucking make it. And that's the truth. You gotta have all the intangibles. Just like fucking, like Mike Tyson said this shit when he was talking about his fucking he was talking about his trainer Cuss D'Amato, And Mike Tyson, everybody, Mike Tyson is one of the most fucking smartest people I ever heard. The person that was looked at as the fucking as the devil. People looked at Mike Tyson as the fucking devil and the demon, and he was battling his demons like DMX was. He's battling all that shit, but still, he was always smart. And then now we actually get to see him showcase, his smartness. Mike Tyson one of the smartest motherfuckers ever. And he was talking about his fucking, back to the story, he was talking about his fucking mentor, Customato. Well, Customato goes, I don't understand how a person can just, see all that, in me and be able to pick me out as a young kid in Brownsville, struggling and shit, and say that I'm going to be the champion and just imply that shit to him. And the interviewer goes, he says, well, you're special, Mike. And Mike looks at him, and because when Mike Tyson cries, Jesus, I don't know how you don't get emotional when he cries, because when he cries, it's a lot of pain when he cries. Which, of course, when you cry, it's supposed to be painful. You're not crying you can cry for good things, but not right now. When Mike Tyson cries, it's very sad. So when he crying, he says it takes more than that to be a fighter. You hear shit like that, you go, it's not just talent. I know a lot of motherfuckers that are just talented, but I can't see them making it. Unless you gotta know some things. How many motherfuckers that's able to break down the car, fix a car and shit like that, but they still really ain't doing anything with it? It's crazy. You can see there's so many talented motherfuckers out in the world. But not everybody makes it. You know how many motherfucking UFC fighters there are? It's not that many fucking champions. I'm talking about like UFC champions, not like they're a champion if you make it. But I'm talking about like as a champion, as in fucking like a UFC champion, like had that belt. It's not just talent. It's a lot of other things. It's like waking up in the fucking morning. It's a lot of other things that comes into the play of just making it. It's never just fucking talent. And sometimes when you talk to certain people, when you go, man, I'm just so fucking nice. Okay, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Show everybody that you're nice. Show everybody. Keep doing it. Keep applying pressure. Shout out to Kevin Gates. Keep applying pressure. That's like always the goal is like just trying to keep applying pressure. And that's just if you because like honestly it's crazy because I always think like if I was a rapper, and I know this sounds fucking arrogant, it's very narcissistic, right? But I always say if I was a rapper, there's no way I'm not gonna make it. And it's not because I'm fucking talented. It's not because of talent. It's because I just feel like I'm just gonna keep putting out good music until it get gooder. Even if it come out shit looking trash, I'm just keep doing this shit till it get good. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Like it's crazy when you see certain artists, like a lot of motherfuckers, like Rick Ross even said the shit verbatim. He says, I didn't fucking see money from this rap shit until I was fucking 36. Until he's 36. Ain't that fucking funny? Rick Ross didn't make it until he was 36. Imagine all the groundwork he had to put in of him continuously rapping. When he first started, he probably was dope. And I heard some of the shit before when he didn't have a beard. Before the beard, he was rapping like, fast and shit. Jay-Z before the fucking fade was rapping faster than motherfucker. Jay-Z was on for spitting like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? He's spitting, he nice. But Jay-Z knew he wasn't gonna fucking last with that. It takes more than that. It takes more than just talent to get anywhere you want to get in life. And that's just the truth. No matter what, it takes more than just talent to get anywhere in life. And I'm talking to, that's just the truth though when it comes to certain shit like that. It just goes back. I think it's only been like what, 5,000 NBA players? 5,000 NBA players. And how many motherfuckers play basketball? I think basketball in America is like the biggest sport. Basketball is becoming what soccer is. I think it's like basketball. I think it's soccer and then basketball. And the only reason why soccer is so big is because soccer, you don't really need much to play. Basketball, you actually need a basketball goal. Even though you can create one, it's much easier to play soccer than basketball. In other countries, not in America. But in America, If you don't have a fucking basketball goal, it's kind of fucking over. As kids, it's so funny what we used to do as kids. I know it's kind of random. We used to like fucking play basketball at people's houses, and and just expect them to be like, just let us play. And when the parents come out like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing? My kid ain't even home. What are y'all doing playing basketball? We just didn't care. But basketball is fun. That's how it is. I think basketball is like that. Whenever you play basketball, it is what it is. Your house is. You got a basketball goal. That's our basketball goal. That's how we getting it. You know. But yeah, nah, it's just the funny thing about it. But it's like it takes more than just talent just to make it in anything. And I for real, and when thinking about that shit, it's just that's just how it is. Yeah, you know. But that was just me going on a little, going on a little tangent. Back to the also too with like being political. I always wondered too is like how come there's only like like why is it only two parties? I know it's more than one party, but why is the two main fronts of parties is like you know Republican or Democrat, Republican or Dominican? No, I'm yeah. Why is that like always just it's only two? Like well, why is it why can't nobody be like oh, what party you represent? Both, both. No independent, nobody makes it. It's just always fucking Republican or Democrat. Because it's like whenever that shit happens, it's like it separates us to the fucking core. Charles Barkley even said this shit one time. He goes, he says, man, I love white people, and I love my people, of course. He says, but the system is set up for us to hate, and that's what it really is, especially with these two parties. But if we can just combine both of these parties, I can't be the only one that thought of this. But if we can combine both of these parties, imagine how much better it would be if we could just come together. But that would never happen, and I probably wouldn't be able to tell you why. Somebody else probably be able to tell me why, but I can't tell you why. I just think it's fucking, when you have to make a choice, it never ends. Like when you have to make a choice with anything, you know, you always look back and say, damn, did I make the right choice? You had to make a choice with like fucking chocolate or vanilla. You go, I'm gonna take chocolate, but damn, I wouldn't mind having fucking vanilla. And you only have to make a choice between chocolate and vanilla. You'd be like, I like chocolate. And you see somebody devouring vanilla. You like, God damn, I kind of want vanilla now. The way that nigga eating that shit. Is I always wonder like how come they just won't like is it any of course the independent party but that shit don't get no love. That don't get no love. I ain't never seen nobody get love on independent. I don't even know who's the last president that make it independent. I'm actually gonna look this up. I don't know who the fuck the last president is to make it on independent. Not that motherfucking many though. I can tell you that right fucking now. There's not that many people that make it on the independent party. I don't know why it don't get no love. You would think it would get more love than what it's supposed to. But it's crazy about the part about running for fucking government. You gotta have a lot of fucking money, and I don't even know why. What the fuck do you need money? Why can't the president be po? I know it sounds dumb, but why can't the president make his main money off just being the president? Because the president only make 400,000, 400,000. Wow, the president only makes 400,000. Wow, and it's crazy to think that you have to have so many people backing you, and like when people make decisions, like when you watching all this shit going on, they only side with the money. All politics only side with the money. Politics always side with the money. Who's ever backing them, they gonna side with that. If Peter's backing them, they gonna side with that. If LGBTQ is siding with them, they gonna side with that. It's always with the money. That's why I kind of really don't. I know it don't sound good for me to be talking about all this shit, and I still don't vote. But I just don't feel like what's the point of it. Every person that I've not, every time I've not voted, the person that I always wanted to win won. There was only been one time where I've not voted and the person that I didn't want to win won. Shout out to Trump. I didn't want him to win. I don't know if you know that right now, but I just didn't want Trump to win, and he ended up winning, and I was just like, Okay. I didn't know how to happen. I'm like in my mind, I'm like let's say right. It's so funny when I always think about this, like, because it's I'm not the only one that doesn't vote. I'm not the only one that voted. If the vote was like the vote, we look at the votes like, oh my god, he had one vote left. If he would have had one vote, I would feel like shit if that was the case. But it's never the case. Usually Trump be blown like when Trump won, he blew Hillary out the water. Blew everybody's mind. They was like, God damn, he beat about like a good 100,000 votes. So my vote really didn't get count in anyway. So I always look at like, what's the point of voting? I know we wanted to get Trump out, but what was really the point of voting if that was the case? And he's out already. Of course, everybody else voted. I probably should have voted, but then again, I'm like, I cannot find who was the last independent party president. Well, maybe it's not. You know what? I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I was able to find out who was the last independent party, and he was part of the Whig Party, and that was the 13th president. I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't. Why, who's gonna know his name? Actually, I think his name's Millard Fillmore. And guess what? He was white. We know black people with the last name Fillmore. Whatever. You know what's crazy about black people last names? It's like I really want to know what the fuck the true last name is, because like it's how slavery was. We all got brought over here and they all changed everybody's fucking last name. Shout out to the Roots if you ever seen it. We see that shit. So it's like I always wonder. But it's like it's crazy, right? There's no president where they go, I'm about right. No president is always about right. It's always like one side. Somebody has to sacrifice or something like that. That's what I'm saying. We should make a party called both. You heard it here. All right, so I'm just gonna end this episode. I'm glad I was able to speak and able to get this episode out as quickly as possible. Thank you guys, and my name is Zane. Follow me on Instagram, I guess. Actually, don't follow me. Yeah, just stop following me on Instagram. Nah, not follow me because that's where you kind of know the episode's out. And I'm going to be getting these episodes on all platforms, so everybody else can listen to it too. Even though it's not much, but I still kind of want to get everybody to listen to it. I don't want to just be only stuck on SoundCloud. I want everybody else to listen to it. But then again, that's also kind of looking at the thing where you can try to make money off of it. I don't really want to make money off of it. But if it happens, what do you want me to do? I mean, we just not make the money? You know what? I'm just going to end this episode because I'm just talking, all right? All right, you guys have a good one, though. Thank you so much.